If you spend any time on social media, you've probably seen the van life trend. It's always a beautiful couple drinking artisanal coffee in the back of a pristine, custom-built Mercedes Sprinter van parked on the edge of a cliff. What the videos don't show you is the blood, sweat, and thousands of hours of electrical and mechanical engineering it takes to actually build one of those off-grid luxury homes. My name is Marcus. I'm 34 years old, and I am an automotive electrical engineer. 3 years ago, I married Chloe. Chloe worked in digital marketing, but her ultimate dream was to quit her job, travel the country, and become a full-time nomad influencer. I wanted to support her dream, but we couldn't afford to buy a pre-built luxury van. Those things cost upwards of $180,000. So, I built her one. I bought an empty cargo van for $40,000. For the next 10 months, I spent every single weekend and every evening after work in my driveway. I installed 600 watts of solar panels, a massive lithium battery bank, custom mahogany cabinetry, a heated shower, and a smart home system that controlled everything from an iPad. It was my masterpiece. I gave her the keys on her 30th birthday. She cried tears of joy. She told me I was the best husband in the world. But I quickly learned that she didn't want a husband. She just wanted a free mechanic. Chloe's YouTube channel started gaining traction almost immediately because the van was so beautiful. She started going on weekend trips to national parks, claiming she needed to film content alone to connect with nature. That's when she met River. River was a 28-year-old guy who played acoustic guitar, didn't wear shoes, and ran a spiritual awakening blog. His own 1990s camper van had completely broken down, so he was essentially homeless, hitchhiking around the campsites. Suddenly, River was appearing in all of Chloe's videos. She called it a creator collaboration. The red flags started waving violently. First, the complete lack of appreciation. Chloe would bring the van back home on Sunday nights completely trashed. Mud everywhere, the water tanks empty, and the expensive solar batteries drained to zero. She expected me to spend my Monday nights cleaning and fixing it so she could leave again on Thursday. Second, the gaslighting. I noticed a men's razor in the van shower and a second surfboard strapped to the roof. When I asked her about it, she blew up. "Marcus, River is a spiritual guide. We are just collaborating on content. Why are you so possessive and toxic?" Third, the dashboard camera. As an engineer, I installed a dual-facing dash cam for insurance purposes. One day, I went to pull the SD card to update the firmware. The camera had been manually unplugged from the back. In automotive security, if a camera is unplugged, it's not a glitch. It's a cover-up.
Chloe didn't understand how the smart home system in the van actually worked. She knew how to turn the lights on with the iPad, but she didn't know that the central hub I built recorded an audio log of voice commands to optimize the software. I logged in to the van's diagnostic server from my home computer. I listened to the voice command history from the previous weekend. I didn't just hear commands to turn on the heater. I heard conversations. I heard River's voice. And I heard my wife plotting to steal a $150,000 asset. River was saying, "This van is incredible, babe. Once we get to the desert festival next week, we can just live in this full time. Did you talk to the lawyer?" Chloe laughed. "Yeah. He said since Marcus didn't make me sign a postnup, the van is considered a marital asset. But because it's registered as the primary vehicle for my LLC, a judge will likely let me keep it to run my business. We'll drive to the festival, I'll mail the divorce papers from the post office in the desert, and he'll be stuck in his boring house while we travel to Mexico." River replied, "The universe provides. He built us the perfect home." I sat in my garage, staring at my tools. I had spent 1,000 hours bleeding, sweating, and freezing in this driveway to build a dream home for the woman I loved, and she was going to use it to run away with a barefoot scam artist. The universe wasn't providing them a home. The universe was about to teach them a lesson in electrical engineering.
If you want to catch a thief, you leave the keys in the ignition. I didn't confront her. If I did, she would just take the van early and disappear. I needed them to drive exactly where they planned to go. A massive, week-long nomadic arts festival deep in the Mojave Desert. It was a place with terrible cell service, harsh conditions, and nowhere to hide. When Chloe came home to repack for the desert festival, I was under the hood of the van doing an oil change. "Hey baby," I said, smiling at her. "I'm just doing a full diagnostic check before your big trip. I want to make sure the engine is running perfectly so you and your friends are safe." "You're the best, Marcus," she lied smoothly, kissing the top of my head. What I was actually doing was installing a secondary, satellite-linked GPS module hidden deep inside the engine block. And more importantly, I was coding a specialized override into the van's main computer. A kill switch. Once activated via satellite, it would sever the connection between the ignition and the fuel pump. It would also trigger the electronic deadbolts on all the doors and retract the solar panels. The van would turn into a 9,000-pound metal brick. I kissed her goodbye on Thursday morning, told her to have a great time, and watched her drive away in my masterpiece. Chloe's lawyer was an idiot. She assumed that because she used the van for her YouTube channel, she could claim it as her business asset in the divorce, but she completely ignored the paperwork. When I bought the empty cargo van, I didn't register it in my name or her name. I registered the title under my personal consulting LLC. My LLC technically owned the vehicle. I had all the receipts for the $60,000 in materials I bought with my personal business credit card. I went to my corporate lawyer. I showed him the title and the audio logs of her admitting she was going to flee to Mexico with my corporate asset. My lawyer smiled. "Marcus, she is actively conspiring to commit grand theft auto of a corporate vehicle across international borders. You have the absolute right to repossess your company's property." I didn't just hire a regular tow truck. Because the van was going to be deep in the desert sand, I hired a specialized off-road commercial recovery team. I gave them the satellite tracking link and paid them a premium to be on standby just outside the festival grounds. Then, I waited for the weekend.
By Saturday morning, the GPS showed the van was parked directly in the center of the desert festival, surrounded by hundreds of other campers. Through the van's internal Wi-Fi hub, I could see that Chloe and River were actively uploading Instagram stories. They were sitting on top of my van, drinking mimosas, captioning the photos, "Living our best life. The universe brought us home." At 10 a.m., my dashboard showed the side door open and close. The interior motion sensors confirmed the van was empty. They had stepped out to go to a yoga class in the desert. I sat at my computer, 400 miles away. I took a sip of my coffee, and I hit execute. The satellite sent the signal. Instantly, the electronic deadbolt slammed shut, locking all four doors. The $5,000 solar array mechanically folded itself down and locked. The fuel pump relay was digitally severed. I called the recovery team. "The package is secured and disabled. Go get it." An hour later, I was watching the live feed from the front and rear dash cams I had secretly plugged back in. A massive, heavy-duty 6x6 recovery truck rolled right into the middle of the festival. Two guys hopped out, hooked massive chains to the front axle of my van, and started winching it up onto the flatbed. Chloe and River came running through the dust, looking completely frantic. I turned on the van's external PA speaker system, the one I built so she could play music outside. I spoke into my microphone at home. My voice boomed across the desert festival. "Hey, River," I said. "The universe provides, but the engineer repossesses. Have a safe walk home, Chloe." Chloe stopped dead in her tracks, staring at the speaker in pure, unadulterated horror. The recovery team secured the van, tipped their hats to her, and drove my masterpiece out of the desert, leaving them standing in the dust.
The fallout was the definition of absolute destruction. Because the van was locked, Chloe and River had access to nothing. Their wallets, their laptops, their expensive cameras, and their clean clothes were all locked inside a metal box that was currently hurtling down the highway back to my garage. They were stranded in the Mojave Desert with nothing but the yoga mats they were holding. River, the enlightened spiritual guide, completely lost his mind. He realized he was now entirely homeless and had just been humiliated in front of his entire community. He started screaming at Chloe, blaming her for the entire situation, and abandoned her to go beg for a ride from a stranger. Chloe had to walk 3 miles to the medical tent just to borrow a phone to call her parents, begging them to buy her a bus ticket back to civilization. When she finally made it back home, she was locked out of our house. I had already served her with divorce papers and a restraining order, citing her documented attempt to steal a $150,000 corporate vehicle. During the mediation, she tried to claim she deserved half the value of the van. The judge looked at the title belonging to my LLC, looked at the audio logs of her plotting to steal it and flee to Mexico, and laughed her out of the room. She was awarded 0 alimony and not a single bolt from that van.
It's been 2 years since that weekend in the desert. I didn't keep the van. Every time I looked at it, it reminded me of her. So I detailed it, took beautiful photos, and sold it to a wealthy, retired couple for $160,000 cash. I used the money to pay off my mortgage and buy a classic muscle car, which I am currently restoring in peace and quiet. Last I heard, Chloe's influencer career died the day the van drove away. She couldn't afford to build another one, and no one wanted to watch a travel vlogger who lived in her parents' basement. She works as a social media manager for a local dentist's office now. If there is a lesson to learn here, it's this: never mistake the person who drives the vehicle for the person who built the engine. If you build a beautiful life for someone and they try to put you in the rearview mirror, don't chase them, don't yell. Just reach into the wiring, cut the power, and watch them try to survive in the desert they created for themselves. Thanks for listening to my story. If you enjoyed this one, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments, what is the craziest road trip disaster you've ever had? Stay safe, and always install a backup GPS.